Hey, it's Gary Coxe. We're in the cockpit today. Are your beliefs ones that you should believe? I'm going to get you to question all your beliefs. Don't believe everything you believe. And how do you know when you bought a belief, and how do you know if they should be calibrated? As you can tell, I'm in the cockpit. We're at flight level 28,000 feet. I'm over the ocean, in the jet. Great life. So let's get chatting here. And I'm so blessed that I have the opportunity to share this information with you today. For those of you would love to subscribe, love to have you subscribe at the bottom. And any comments, share your comments. I do my very best to respond to as many of them as possible. So let's talk about beliefs. So I am flying today. We're heading back home to Florida where I live. And we have instruments that we have to fly by. And if we don't fly by these instruments, what's going to happen is we could be off just 2 degrees. I'm just talking literally 2 degrees, and I'm going to be distracted doing stuff here to stay safe and everything like that. But we could be off, if you look at the instrument panel here, we could be off literally just a few degrees. And if you're off just a few degrees, right now, if we're supposed to be heading to Central Florida, a few degrees could take me to Jamaica, to Haiti, to Cuba, whatever. My point here is how do we know we're on the right course? Because that's very important for you. So there's a couple ways we know we're on the right course. We have instrumentation that tells us we're on the right course. Another thing is we have to get the instruments calibrated. Whether you realize it or not, right now, listening to me, you're calibrating your beliefs, because I'm going to share with you things that you're hopefully going to question and go, am I doing that? Am I doing that? So kudos to you that you're calibrating your beliefs. So the other thing is that you have to keep in mind is how often are you willing to get your beliefs calibrated? So I legally have to go to school. So every year just to fly this jet. And in about 2 weeks I got to spend like $10,000, $12,000 for 4 days of training every single year. And then what it does, it tests me. So how do you know your beliefs are really strong? You say you might believe something, but how do you know you really believe it? Often it's when you're tested. See, too often in life, we say that we have certain beliefs, that many times if your beliefs are not tested, you're going to wimp out. You're going to cave in, and this is why people quit. This is why people get started, they get all excited, and they go to seminars, and they listen to me or anybody else or whatever, read books. But if you're not careful, when it hits the fan, that's how you know you really can hold on to that belief or beliefs. With that being said, I need you to make sure you have I don't want you to fall in love with problems, but you have to have a good attitude when it comes to problems. Because what those problems, they're not just strengthening you mentally, but they're strengthening specific beliefs. Because when you get caught in the fire, you're going to question your beliefs. And you need to have your beliefs questioned. I remember I had one gentleman at a seminar, and he says, well, I believe I have the belief system of a billionaire. Absolutely not. He was too young. He doesn't even know what a billionaire believes. This is why when people win the lottery, many of them commit suicide. Many of them are worse off than they were, when they got the money. Why? Because they don't have the mindset and the belief system to deal with being instantly wealthy. So maybe you should count your blessings that God or whatever you believe is allowing you to go through the flames and the fire, because that is the only way you're going to test your belief system. Let me give you an example. One of the things that we learn to do as a pilot, we learn to fly by these instruments, and we have to learn to ignore how we feel. So when I go to the simulator in a week or two, what do you think they're going to do? Just have me fly straight and level? Heck no. They're going to shut an engine off. They're going to simulate a fire. They're going to simulate smoke in the cockpit. Why? What are they doing? They're testing my ability to look at the instruments, listen to them, and ignore how I feel. Because what happens is, if you're not careful, you won't lead your feelings, you'll be a slave to them. And this is what the testing does for you. As you keep testing yourself, you're going to find that you're going to learn, as long as you don't give up and quit, you're going to learn to ignore your negative feelings that say, I can't handle this rejection, I don't know where my next $1,000 is going to come from, or next $50 or whatever. And unfortunately, there's no success pill where you can circumnavigate around all that. That's just the bottom line. Another thing, how do you know you bought a belief? Really important, because for every belief you act on, you get a result. So you need to know how you bought a belief. Here's the answer. You know you bought a belief when you say it and you feel it. Let me illustrate that. If a person believes they can't, and we tell them, I want you to say you can, and they keep saying, I can, I can, I can, but internally they still believe they can't, so they still believe that they can't, because when they say it, they still feel that they can't.
The 1242, Jack Hunter.
But if you get them to say, I can, I can, I can, do they believe that they can? Do they feel that they can? They still don't feel that they can, so they still believe that they can. So they have to do some work to get to the point of saying they believe, or they can, and then believing it. They will know that they truly believe they can when they say it and they feel it. And the best way to get there is get yourself tested. And when you test yourself through tragedy, when you test yourself through many problems, when you test yourself through failures and you get back up, that is how you're strengthening your belief system. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Hey, come hang with us sometime in the cockpit. I do my Mastermind trips in the jet to Sandals Resorts in the Bahamas, and I will share with you how this crazy stuff goes. It is amazing what will happen when you test your beliefs. One final thing in conclusion. I remember there was a gentleman who was a pilot, and he says, so we have this thing that we know as pilots, and I don't care how many years you've been flying. I've been flying for like 30 years. I've got nearly 7,000 flight hours, and I've never, flown for a company or the military. It's just all on my own. And a guy said to me, well, you can't put me in mental vertigo. What mental vertigo is if you came with me and you sat right here beside me, and I had you close your eyes and put your head down, and then as your eyes are closed, I go ahead and take the airplane left and right, up and down. You cannot literally tell if the airplane is left and right. In fact, the airplane could be all the way to the right, and you feel that we're going to the left. This is how JFK got killed.
Brady, November Alpha, contact Jackson 135.907.
135.907. We'll see you. Stand by. And approach citation 328, November Alpha. We're checking with flight level 280. Okay. That is your aviation belief lesson today. Hope you're doing well. Look forward to getting to hopefully meet you in person. I'm out of here between now and the next time we get to chat. You know what to do, and if you don't, you do now. Title of one of my books, Don't Let Others Rent Space in Your Head. Have a blessed day. We'll see you.